Fox News alert, Diddy was arrested on sex trafficking and racketeering charges, and the judge denied him bail. Tonight, Primetime's getting an inside look at what Diddy's being accused of. What we learn could bring the whole music industry down and might explain how Diddy got away with it for so long. The feds say Diddy created a criminal enterprise that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. At the center of Diddy's criminal enterprise, drug-fueled sex parties. They're called freak-offs. Diddy lured women into his world and then manipulated them to participate in highly orchestrated sex acts with male prostitutes while Diddy watched and pleasured himself. Diddy gave out drugs at the freak-offs to keep victims obedient and compliant. These freak-offs could last days. Victims were given IVs to replenish fluid and then keep going. Diddy was known for throwing star-studded parties, but we don't really know who came to the freak-offs. We do know if you didn't freak off with Diddy, there were consequences. Diddy would threaten to kill your career, or worse. If you didn't do what Diddy wanted, he got violent, punching, kicking, and dragging women by their hair. Diddy had complete control over his freak-off victims. He had control of their housing money. He even tracked their location. And Diddy filmed the freak-offs, so he had the video for blackmail.
Yo, what's happening, man? It's your big brother back with another Papa Duck. I know y'all miss me because I miss y'all. I had to take a few days off, man. You know how that go. Had some things I had to do. Listen, if you seen the thumbnail, yes, I'm finna speak on this Diddy situation. You do not want to miss this. But before I get started, Ubuntu Apparel, man. Make sure y'all hit the website. This is one of our new drops right here. And this is how y'all can support me with the channel, man. So hit the website, ubuntuapparel.com, man. Grab a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Grab a sweater, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say thank you in advance. Thank y'all for everything, man. Listen, about this whole Diddy situation, one thing I want y'all to understand first is this. You can never play in the devil's playground and not give him what he wants. No man will acquire this type of power, this type of finances, influence without paying some type of price. And he ain't the only one, okay? He is not the only one. You have to look at it for what it is, okay? Diddy also was known for belittling people and blackballing people and, you know, threatening people with their careers and all this type of shit. But guess what? Now's the time those people finna turn around and speak up. Trust me when I tell you. Because now he's in a position to where he can't harm them. And sometimes these big moguls, such as himself, will kill people's careers. We talking people who've been dreaming of this shit since they were small, just to run into somebody like that, to yay or nay them. And that shit sometimes be based off what you willing to do and what you willing to not do. Look at what Shine did, one of the former Bad Boy artists. That man just spoke out and said when he was 18, he did some shit happen, or the shooting that happened. He went to prison for Diddy. He did that for Diddy. But he also said Diddy was the one that sent him to prison. Diddy was the one that put the people who sent the people go to court against him. He said it out of his mouth. Like I say, these people going to start talking. That shit is crazy, bro. But like I tell people all the time, you can't acquire this type of fame and fortune without paying some type of price. That what they say he was doing, though. You know what? Trafficking. Guess who else did it? Hillary Clinton did it. And guess what? Guess what organization they used to do that? The fucking Red Cross. You believe this shit? The whole Pizzagate and all this shit. They ain't bring her to, they ain't do all that to her. Why? Cause them the real gangsters. I keep telling y'all. The niggas you see running around talking about spinning the block, these jits. No. The Bill Clintons, the Hillary Clinton, all them motherfuckers does. Them the real gangsters. This is their system. Their system. And Diddy just a pawn. Because the higher ups are the ones that put him in position. Because like I say, they use us to get to us. So the ones that put him in that position, they ain't gonna never speak about them. They'll never bring them in this. Keep telling you, man. Another thing is too, I'm just curious to see who names he gonna call. Because in the music business, because I come from the music business, but I ain't do no shit like that. Don't get it twisted. But I know how people egos and I know how people will do whatever they have to do to get into or to become whoever they want to become in this industry. And that's the fucked up thing about this industry. This ain't got nothing to do with talent. It's the first thing you learn in the music industry. This shit is 10% talent, 90% business. Anybody will tell you that. This is not the NFL where your talent shines. No. This is a business based on resources, based on what you're willing to do and not willing to do to get where you want to go. Same thing with acting. But I'm curious to see who names he gonna call. Curious to see. That's the crazy thing. He pled it not guilty. Let me tell you something about the feds. Bitch, the feds conviction rate is so high. But when them motherfuckers come get you, they got enough evidence on you to sink you. 9 times out of 10, you better take that plea. Because their conviction rate is so high. Anytime a bitch be the fed case, it's because the feds fucked up somewhere. A lot of the times. And a lot of times you don't beat no fed case, bro. But I'm just curious to see who he gonna call, who name he gonna bring up. Because like I say, when you at that magnitude of power, or any entity at that magnitude of power, you gotta pay the piper. Walt Disney was one of the racist people in the world. Even though we take our kids to Disneyland, go watch the documentary, you'll see it for yourself. Not only that, look at all the cocaine they pushed through that bitch. You cannot be that big, Walmart. You cannot be that big, Amazon, or any other company, and not pay the piper. They don't care about your talent. You think, oh, you got a talent, you finna make millions. No, nigga. They allow you to be in this position, but you won't be in that position unless you follow what they need you to follow. Look at these seasoned, same as Diddy, people who've been around for so long. Look at these seasoned rappers, actors, moguls that been in this position for so long. Look at the dude in Hollywood. I can't think his name. Y'all might know him, a little kind of heavyset dude. Everybody was saying he was running around doing stuff too, using his power, abusing his power. You know what I'm saying? You got to think, bro. You will not be in that position unless we can use you. The Drakes. And you might say, well, how did they use them? In ways you don't even know. They could bring Drake to a concert somewhere just to pull people in for go voting or whatever. They use your influence because they gave it to you. In the same way they build you up, like they doing Diddy, same way they build you down. They use media. They use media. Okay? So the thing about this is this, bro. I don't condone nothing he's doing. I don't like to speak on shit. I wasn't there. I ain't see it. But I'm speaking about this whole situation and how it happens to a lot of people. When it's time to pay the piper, oh yeah, you're going to know. All these big companies take their hits. You look at H&M. I think it was the clothing company. When they used the little boy for the little monkey shit, you know damn well that shit was going, you know what I mean? People going to feel away. All these companies take their hit. Also, you got to think about the humiliation ritual. Same thing they did with Kid Cudi, even though he spoke against it. But why would you come on a performance like that in front of the world with a dress on? People who know. Same thing they did to John Cena. Brought him and let him came out there butt ass naked. We talking about I think I was doing one of them award shows. You talking about, bro? We had little kids and all watching that shit. People who know, and a lot of people in Hollywood have came out and spoken against the humiliation ritual. So what I'm saying is this, man. I don't condone none of that shit. I'm just curious of the people he's going to name. That's what I'm curious about. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to shock me. It's just something that I want people to understand, that when you see these people, you may like what they do, you may like their music, or you may like, but when you get that high, you're working for the devil. Remember this, you may love someone's music, and the people music you love, they're not going to even be people that's that big, because the ones that's real big are the ones that's paying the piper, because they have to play the tune that the ones at the top tell them to play. They will never, and I've said this a million times, they will never fund the career of a revolutionary artist that will speak about liberating their people. You will never use the record company's money for that. You will never use Hollywood's money for that. Why you think they got rid of Tupac? Biggie just was caught in the crossfire. They made that shit like an East Coast, West Coast beef. Biggie was just one of the major players to make the shit happen. And they use media, the Source magazine and all these other magazines to make that shit and stir that pot, same as they do with social media. They use that to stir that pot to get the perceptions of the people. Because like I tell you, he who controls the perceptions controls the people. People really thought there was the East Coast, West Coast beef. You feel me? And they the ones in the middle stirring that shit. Look at what all these social media platforms do today. They stir these jitterbugs beef. That's why we should do something about that shit. That's why I was talking shit about what I said. And people call it, I'll do a whole nother video. I ain't gonna mention his name, but people felt the way but I said it, but I'm gonna do a whole nother video on that. But look at these platforms, they're doing the same thing. You see these jitterbugs beefing, they the ones putting up the videos. And now y'all might say, they the one dumb for doing it. But bro, you gotta go a step further than that. Why you think they doing it? They programmed to do it. If I program you or your dog to do whatever it is I'm programming you to do, why should I fault you for doing it? Why should we fault these jits for doing it? They're programmed to do it. We're not that dumb, less stupid or that dumb. We just that programmed. But what I'm saying is this, bro. They made it like an East Coast, West Coast beef. And they got rid of Tupac because Tupac was liberating his people. Yes, he did secular music. He did do that. But he also had a lot to say. And they didn't notice that until he got that big and he went to speaking about politics and he went to speaking about what we need to do and how he was using his money to create different things for black people that a lot of people didn't know about. They had to get rid of them. And we ain't had nonsense. So everyone that's in a position that's high up, they're not for you. They're not. Ever will they be for you. All the ones that speak about revolutionary or just some positive, they don't have big record deals. They don't have all this going on, this influence, because that's not what they about. They want the sexy reds. They want niggas to talk about killing and murdering, fucking hoes and getting money. This is why Diddy played a good role into all this shit and assisting artists into that. Like I say, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm just curious about the names that he may call. And that's just from a personal standpoint because it's just the music industry. Like I said, I come from that industry. No, I never engaged in no shit like that. But I just know players in that game and how that shit works. You feel me? So with that being said, man, put your comments, say what you gotta say or whatever the case may be. And I'm gonna do another video and I ain't gonna spoil it. Right? Gonna be about Diddy, but how I'm gonna compare it, this gonna blow your mind, boy. This gonna blow your mind. But anyway, man, I love y'all, man. I just wanted to say what I had to say and just, bring that awareness to people of his magnitude and higher, man. They are dancing in the devil's playground. If not, they wouldn't be that big. They wouldn't be in that position. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say this is a demonic world and this is how they keep it like this. Influence. And they have to have people like him and other people that's going to assist with that, okay? Anyway, man, I love y'all. Like I tell y'all all the time, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost. I'll let y'all on the next one.